Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Nice to see her again. Emma Gillespie from the Daily Oz is here. When we went on holidays, there was drama with Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. Mm-hmm. And what's happened now?
Well, it seems to me, I'm not Em, funnily enough. Hi, Em. It seems to me that the pendulum has swung back and forth as to who's saying what about whom, and I'm very confused.
Yeah, the whole world is confused. Let's just get that clear from the get-go. But I'm going to take you through it in as simple terms as possible. You might remember last year we chatted about a movie called It Ends With Us, starring Blake Lively and this guy Justin Baldoni. It was a film based on a best-selling book by the same name by Colleen Hoover about a woman's story of kind of being in and leaving an abusive relationship. It was centered around this DV story. Anyway, during the press tour for that movie, there was all this speculation that emerged because the two biggest stars of the movie, Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, were not seen doing any interviews together. They weren't doing any red carpets together. Highly unusual for a big Hollywood movie for its two stars to not be doing any of the promotion together. So then the internet did its thing and all this sleuthing went on, and we realized or uncovered this kind of feud between the two stars. It was a bit of he said, she said. There was what seemed to be a bit of a smear campaign mounting against Blake Lively. These old interviews surfaced of her being mean to journalists. And it was kind of the first time that we'd seen this sort of negative press about Blake Lively. She's married to the actor Ryan Reynolds. There was also some speculation about his role in the movie. Anyway, we thought it all went away. And then in December, it reared its head and we started getting lawsuits. Blake Lively filed a lawsuit initially in December, a complaint in California, and that came with this New York Times piece, a very, very long article detailing these allegations of sexual harassment, unsafe workplace and misconduct by Justin Baldoni. So he's the guy in the film. He also directed the film. He also owns the production company that made the film. So this complaint alleges that Baldoni was inappropriate on set. Things like he walked into Blake Lively's trailer unannounced while she was breastfeeding, that he constantly spoke about his porn addiction on set in a way that made people on set uncomfortable, that he tried to add sex scenes to the script that were unnecessary, some weird stuff about intimacy coordinators, and all in all kind of this idea that he made people feel unsafe on set, and also that him and his PR firm had mounted a smear campaign against Blake Lively that was unfair on social media, kind of using bots, and was disproportionately swayed against her. Then we get a new lawsuit from Baldoni against the New York Times, alleging libel, defamation, journalistic misconduct. They claimed that the New York Times had not done its proper journalistic processes, but we didn't have a lawsuit then against Blake Lively from Justin Baldoni. His lawyers promised that he would sue Blake Lively into oblivion. And then last week, we got a lawsuit from Baldoni against Blake Lively, suing her for $400 million, denying all of these allegations. So I guess that's what oblivion is, around $660 Australian million.
But for example, he's got texts saying where she said, let's work on the script. I'm breastfeeding. Come to my trailer. That kind of stuff.
Yes, so there's a lot of grey now where we're not sure who said what. Everyone sort of flip-flops between whose side they're on in this situation. During the the promotion of the movie, there was a lot of criticism at Blake Lively that she wasn't talking about domestic violence. She wasn't talking about the themes of the movie. She was instead launching a hair care line. She was instead encouraging people to wear florals to their screenings of the movie. But it's now emerged, allegedly, that the cast were told they were not to centre domestic violence around the promotion of the movie, that they weren't meant to talk about it. Justin Baldoni, during the promotion, only spoke about it, and he kind of emerged as this sort of hero figure that he's a guy who's not afraid to talk about abuse of women, and no one else is talking about it. Why aren't they talking about it? Blake Lively is suggesting that they were basically gagged from talking about it. Who knows? On the other side with Baldoni, he's accused Blake Lively of being over-involved in the movie, of using her kind of celebrity to control the scenes, and she was involved in writing a scene with her husband, Ryan Reynolds, that they tried to step on his toes as a director. They said that there was never any of this alleged misconduct on set, that there was an intimacy coordinator. It's very, very dramatic.
How's it going to play out?
Well, I think it's going to play out as it is at the moment in the court of public opinion. As we saw with the Johnny Depp Amber Heard story, there are a lot of people with very strong opinions, and ultimately the reputations of both of these stars have been irreversibly damaged, in my opinion, mostly from the reaction. But these are court cases, civil proceedings, so we're probably going to see this play out in court. It's America. Will it be live streamed in the same way that the Johnny Depp Amber Heard stuff was? Who knows? Personally, I hope so.
Of course you do.
But there is a lot of money on the table, hundreds of millions of dollars from both sides.
I guess there's no sequel to that film.
No.
Well, no, and his production company has the rights to it. There is a sequel called It Starts With Us, and it was going to be made. That was the plan. But I can't see Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni ever working together, ever again.
It'll have Adam Sandler and Rob Schneider
Yeah.
picking
That'd
up
be
the
a good
crumbs.
one.
There's a
As they do.
smear campaign.
Oh, we're florals.
Thank you. M. Gillespie from the Daily Oz. Great to see you. Happy 2025.
It's gold, baby.
It's the
Gold,
future.
baby.